I'm just turning the recording back on. So the question was asked, folks, for those who are just coming in on this, question was asked about how much would you expect to write about each of the case studies. You've got 3 of them, and I suggested, well, it'd be a couple of paragraphs. And Roberta, you were just starting to make the point that you've got to explain the...
Yeah, explain the case study,
yeah.
and then seeing it in a framework that we are considering, to see how it fits or not fits in the framework.
And what I was then about to go and launch into talking about was how an exam structure is, an essay in an exam is different to the one you've just done for a research essay. So we're not looking for citations. You're not looking for a bibliography or anything like that. We're looking for you to show that you've engaged with the ideas. Don't assume that, don't take for granted the Corn case, you know. So as the Corn case in Chiapas shows, racism is rife in the ways in which the world system is organized. The Corn case in Chiapas, what we see there is a group of people who have been marginalized by structural adjustment. You know, so a quick sort of summary, a fairly quick summary of the situations that get dealt with there. You can work with an assumption that the reader knows something of the case that you're talking about. I think that's kind of helpful, but not the specifics, right? So you might need to just capture some of the essential things there. And so what you're really looking to show off in an exam, or what you're looking to demonstrate, is that you know this course and you know the ideas, the key ideas that you're working with. So in this case, you've got, basically, I mean, this is how often anthropology and sociology works: case study next to, and then theorizing around that. That's really what this essay is inviting you to do, and to do it and understand. And I understand that you're doing this in exam conditions, so there'll be a kind of an abbreviated form. I think I've already indicated to you: use headings, move from one bit to another in that kind of a way. That's not a bad practice anyway.
So we should give more space to how we apply the framework, how well we can apply the framework to the case, rather than to the summary of what the case is. So in the introduction of the case, and then with the elements that are important for then.
For what you're choosing to emphasize there. I think so. I think that's going to be the safest way to get to that. And when I mean safest is to keep yourself within the time frame that you have. You're writing quickly, you're thinking quickly. So that's certainly a part of it. And then of course the synthesis part of it is you've also got a little bit of time there just to spend just saying, well, when you bring the 3 together, as we can see, you know, there are ways in which the model lends itself readily to this idea. You can almost hear my thinking on this. We can see examples where this, you know, where it's evident, but there are other examples that complicate this picture and allow us to understand that it's not so. And some of the problems with universalizing models is that they don't always work for each specific case, you know, that kind of thing. But nevertheless, the general idea of it. I mean, so I would agree with most of you. I mean, I wouldn't have set it if I didn't think it was useful in some way. So I do tend to agree with you on that. It is a useful way of getting us to understand this, what's going on there. But I think perhaps a little bit, as we heard Rachel saying earlier, I wouldn't then, but I'm not going to be completely sold on it. I don't think race explains everything. And in fact, as I think some of you will have heard me say, I'm a bit of a class man myself. So if you'd really push me, I would be going for class trumping everything else. But that's not what you need to do in this argument. What you've got to do is engage with this race idea and complicate it as best you can. Now, look, I'm in your hands here a little bit. We've gone over an hour. Would you like to look at one of the other cases, the more contemporary ones? Would you like to go into a chat room and discuss that for a few minutes? Would that be good use of your time? If it's not, you go. And no questions asked. I'm not going to be bothered by that. But what I'm happy to do is I've got a couple of other things to do myself now, but I'll put you into a breakout room if you want to do that. And you've all frozen on me. Maybe you'll come back.
Yeah, maybe we'll come back to
Yeah, you've come back. You've come back. My internet connection is unstable. How dare that happen? So I'll open up some breakout rooms. If you want to go into them, let me know. If you want to go, just go. That's fine. That's fine. I'll recreate 3 of them and we'll see which ones we end up with.
Thanks again for organising this too, Martin. Much appreciated, because it's helped me clarify some thinking and some stuff that I was coming up against. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Good. Yeah.
Very
Well,
useful.
look, it's my pleasure. I think it's